Good afternoon. I'm here. I'm here. How y'all doing today? Hope that everybody's blessed. Countdown to 4th of July weekend. How's everybody doing? I'm just setting up. I hope you can hear me. I'm making sure everything is working properly. So when my guests come on, you'll be able to hear. That's what it's all about. Yes, everything seems to be working. And I got a very exciting guest today. Um, I'm just making sure that everything is proper and everybody can join in, find out what's going on in the 757 with my guest. And she only going to be able to stay a few moments because she's taking the youth on a field trip today. But we had scheduled this a couple of days ago. So I just want to let her pop in and let people know what she got going on in the 757. She stays busy. And I just want everybody to be aware that she's a dedicated person when it comes to the community, to the youth. And I've been knowing her for years. We had partnered and did a couple of things when I was at Old Dominion University. I had the privilege of her bringing the kids over um, to the Old Dominion WODU studios when I was there as a student. And she came several times and brought young people over and, very well mannered. And man, could they speak. I was very impressed on how they could take turns just speaking on the mic, holding a conversation. And that's why I do what I do, because it's about the next generation, our future generation. And I know in her heart, she feels the same way. And with everything that she has going on, she always take time out to make it a effort to pop in and talk about uh, uh, what she got going on in the community, and what she does to try to help individuals with activities that she's putting on. She does a lot. So she might be running a few minutes late because she had already told me that she will only be able to come on for a brief time. So she might be en route to her destination, and hopefully she'll pop on before the show ends. So y'all sit tight, hit that share button, and invite some people over. But until she get here, I will go ahead and talk about some other things that's going on in the that I got going on that you may not be aware of as well. I want to take time, the first part of the show, and send out all the thank yous and for all the people that send condolences for my ex-wife, Rachel, who passed away, of my three sons um, that passed away last. She was buried last Thursday, and want to thank for all the warm condolences from all the people. Uh, and But we know we'll see her again. But June was a hard month for my family and the Cross family because of Rachel passing and my three sons. But last year, on the 20th of June, June is one of those months I lost my daughter. This is my youngest daughter. Her name was Bashonda, you Bashonda White, her married name. And she passed away last June. I always said on Father's Day because Father Day has an opportunity to come on different days. And she was born on Father's Day on June. And, you know, I, you know, like I said, this one is very difficult for my family because of the loved ones we have lost in this month. But we will try to keep memories alive with other activities that we're doing in the community. Also, last week, uh, I had the opportunity uh, um, to go to the event, which I thought it was the city council city council member of the 7th district, uh, Cash Green. Well, Cash Green had a birthday, but I thought it was at a restaurant or a sports bar, but it come out to be it was at a senior citizen place. He celebrated his birthday at a senior citizen place, and I just stopped, looked and watched and paid attention with the seniors that were so happy. The place was full with seniors, and they celebrated, took pictures, and not only that, they also had the one and only the NBA legend. I'm talking about the Virginia Hall of Fame inductee, Joe Smith. He was there as well to help support Cash Green's birthday and for the seniors at the senior citizen place in the 7th district. It was a very nice event and stuff. And like I said, we do a lot to try to bring attention to those that sometimes people forget when they get older. We all got that road to go down, but what we have to do is understand is that we all getting old, and when it comes to our future generation, our youth, we have to bring attention to them to show them that we care. This is what it's all about. Our future young men and women, to show them that we love them, we care, we need them, and we have to do more to bring attention to stopping the gun violence, because you don't throw away resources. Our community, our resources lies in our youth. It lies in our youth. So we have to stop playing around and pretending that, we only can talk about things when gun violence is every day. Every single day, we are losing our young people to gun violence, to bullying, suicide, mental health issues. We have to bring attention to them, to their level, and talk to them in a way so that they can understand that we love them and care. Because the most important thing, when I raised 7 kids, and I had seven kids, and I got about 15 grandkids and three great grandkids. And it's important to be aware that we have to do more than just lip service. We have to do more because they must understand that love is the key. Love is the key. And we have to do much more than just lip service and barking. I call it barking when like a drill sergeant. He barks orders. He gets the attention of those people that's in the military. So we have to tone it down when it comes to young people. We spend more time in the school board talking about cell phones when that's really a problem for the parents. They're the one that's supposed to teach their young men and women, when you go to school, do not take that cell phone out of your book bag under no circumstances unless it's an emergency. And it's not an emergency for you to be texting while the teacher is trying to teach you and give you knowledge, give you that wisdom. So when you are in that classroom, that you know what needs to be done when you get home to do your homework. You can't do that and not without concentrating. And my son, he talks about it. He's a comedian now, and he joked about it when he met a girl at a skating arena and said, "I wanted to, to get her number, but I didn't want to tell her I had my mom. I had to use my mom's phone because I wouldn't get him one. Now, could I afford to get him one? Yes, but I wanted my son to pay attention in the classroom. I didn't want no obstructions of his education because my kids are much smarter than I was because I was put in a special education class. I was taken out of the 3rd grade, put in a special education class. So I know what it takes and require if you don't pay attention, because even in the special education class, when I went to Harry Hunt and my teacher thought I was looking out the window, she said, Henderson, get your work done. I said, yes, ma'am. But I had already done it. I had already done it and finished it, checked it 3 or 4 times. That's the way I do. That's what I do. I'm going to double, triple check about anything I've done. So she looked over again, raised her head, say, did you hear what I told you a few minutes ago? Get your work done. She's now raising her voice. And I can't be disrespectful because my mom would have told me up when I got home. So I said, I did all my work. She said, well, check it. I said, I did check it. Well, do the other 2 pages. I said, I already did those. She said, why you keep talking back? I said, man, I'm not talking back. You asked me a question and I'm answering. You can't see, the thing is, when we are talking to youth or we are trying to get our kids' attention, you have to make them understand that you're asking a question. Then when you get an answer, then you're going to tell them about your response. But you don't have to raise your voice. You can just be as calm as I'm talking now. I do raise my voice at sometimes because when trying to talk to people, they don't understand. And I'm not angry. I'm not upset. It's just a mechanism. It's called dopamine that's in your brain. When you get what makes you get excited is when that dopamine gets in the way of your brain. It starts activated. You can get upset, you can get excited, you can be happy, or you can be sad. But you have to learn to control it. That's all I'm saying. I'm no different from you. You're no different from me. But if we teach our young people the right way, the Bible said train them while they're young. So when they get older, they won't go wrong. And that's what I learned when I was growing up. And being in a special education class, when I was growing up as an adult, and I'd be talking to people in a profession or business meeting, and I would say, what grade was you in? I said, oh, I was in a special education class. Then they would say, why would you even tell people that? I said, because it's the truth. See, you can say anything, but you can never, ever, ever, ever tell a lie. I don't have to lie about my knowledge or my wisdom. That's what God gives us. But I see that my guest has arrived, and I'm going to cut my conversation short. She's one of the hardest working ladies that I know. If you ever go to her webpage, she's always doing something. She's the hardest working lady. I'm talking about the one and only. I call her SERENA, MANN. I call her AKA the credit doctor, her profession. But when it comes to these kids, that's what she's all about. I want y'all to welcome the one and only SERENA, MANN, AKA the credit doctor, AKA president of organizations. Hey, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now once you speak.
I can see you, but I don't know if you can hear me. I don't really hear you.
Oh, you can't see me. I
Give
can
me
see
a
you.
thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, great. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here today. Thank you, Mr. Vaughn, for
Mm.
giving me an opportunity to come on the show. And I'm here. I'm Serena Mann, founder of Impact Individuals Making Positive Active Change Together. We are a
Right.
501c3 based out of the city of Portsmouth, Virginia. I'm also the executive director of Heavenly Hearts Learning Academy. We also are a daycare in the city of Portsmouth, Virginia. And I just love helping people in the community. And I'm here actually with the group of kids. I think we have 22 students with us today, and we're at the movies at
Oh,
MacArthur Mall. So just being out in the community is very important to me, teaching the kids, how to be aware of the resources that are available in the community. So for you guys that are watching, Regal has a $1 movie series throughout the summer.
oh,
So if you're looking for something to do with your children, you can definitely, go up there, get your tickets, and you can get a ticket to the movie for only $1. And then they also have a little snack pack where you get a drink, popcorn, and gummies for
okay.
$5. And if you want to add on ice cream, it's only $3 more. So for $9, you can have popcorn, a drink, ice cream, gummies, and get you, a nice movie. So
Okay.
that's what we're doing in the community right now. And Mr. Vaughn, I'll have to hold the phone to my ear so I can hear you because I can't hear you otherwise. It doesn't sound very loud
Oh, okay.
on my end.
Uh,
I hope I sound loud to y'all.
oh yeah, you loud, you loud. Uh, I know that you're doing that right now, but I know you don't have a lot of time, so I don't want to waste this moment. You got an event coming up. Tell them about the event that's coming up.
Okay, absolutely. So we have our legends and leaders Black on Black event. We're blacking out crime and blacking out violence. And that's going to be a fundraiser for our 4F biggest back to school event taking place on August the 9th. So the event that's on the screen is August the 8th, and that is a fundraiser to benefit our back to school giveaway on August the 9th. We have already started to get people registered. I want to say we have about 50 some children that have already been registered to come out, and it's not even nothing but the first day of July. So we know that we will probably reach our goal of giving out supplies to at least 300 families. Last year we did about 500. So we're looking to do that again. We thank everybody in advance, all of our sponsors. Thank you so much. Centera, Health Plans, also Dominion Energy. Thank you so much. AO Foundation, Portsmouth United, Wingstop, Metro Ministry Council. And I feel that there's others as well. I can't think of everybody as of this moment, but to the Safe and Sound Network, all of our collaborative partners, shout out to you guys. Thank you all so much. But yeah, this event is going to be amazing. It's going to be off the chain. We got the legendary Force MDs coming. Now, if you guys are anything like me, you might be like, who is the Force MDs? Look them up. And once you start hearing their songs, you're going to be like, oh, okay. I knew a lot of their songs, but I just didn't know exactly who they were by looking at them. Now I know Captain,
Yeah.
about some Force MDs. Tell us a little bit about what you know about the Force MD.
Well, the Force MDs, very popular group in the '80s, and up until even now, they're still popular. So when people, grew up as a team, they would be more focused on the Force MCs in the late '80s and early '90s, and even up to now. I mean, they got I could play some of the music, but I didn't. Facebook gets kind of funny when you play it sometimes, so I try not to. They can listen to WVDM today, and you can hear a couple of them, a couple of the songs that I'm playing in rotation when I go live. But they are very fun and exciting Force MDs. They, the music, Tender Love, they got so many that I can't. I just say Tender Love because I know that there's some of one or two of them that I do play in rotation. So, but like you say, they're very popular. But like I said, this is for adults that want to come out, support this cause, because if they got kids or grandkids, like you said, you did over 500 last year. You're trying to match that this year or double it. And you can only do that when you get the sponsors and people supporting the cause, because it's the cause that you're doing for the youth that's important. That's why I always bring you on, to let people be aware that it's not about us, it's about the future generation.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% about that. And Um, if anybody has questions about, how to get tickets to support this, it's on Eventbrite. Feel free to go up there and get your tickets. We've already started selling tickets. The VIP is almost sold out. So if you want to come hang out with Captain 85 in the VIP, make sure you come get your tickets. But it's going to be an amazing event. We have the beauty bar. They're going to be doing a little show for us inside of there. We got some comedy going on. We have just some great hosts, and we have Kimberly J and her partner on the radio. They're going to be up there hosting for us. So we just got a lot of wonderful things going on. And we would
Right.
like for you guys to come out and celebrate and support us as we bring awareness to the community. Our back to school event is not like a regular back to school event where you're just getting school supplies. We actually give out clothing, we give out undergarments, we give out backpacks, we give out uniform stuff, food. We had people last year leave, with grocery bags filled with food. So we
Wow.
really want to make sure that we can give everything. We had resource vendors. We just wanted to make sure that all of our families could go back to school knowing that their community loved and cared for them, and that we were all rooting for their success. And so with that being said, I really would like us to be able to, come together again. If you would like to be a vendor, feel free to contact me. My number is 757-254-8156. If you would like to sponsor the event, if you would like to be a partner and come out there, we're doing it at the neighborhood facility in Portsmouth. So it's going to be right there where the splash park is on Elm Avenue. And
Okay.
so the children can also have the treat of getting to play in the water that day, before they pick up their school supplies or after. It's just going to be a fun day for the whole family. And we also have the gym available. So we might have, like the basketball going on in there and whatever other activities and amenities that the gym has. And then there's a playground there as well. So there's a lot to do. And I would love for you to just join in as part of the community, however you see fit. So if you're interested in being a vendor, if you want to be a collaborative partner, if you want to be a sponsor, again, you can call me at 757-254-8156, and I'll be more than happy to get back with you. I got to get ready and jump off. I have one of my teachers calling me, so I need to go back inside the theater. But thank you guys so
Okay.
much. Thank you, Captain, for again allowing me to come on. And I will
Well,
see you guys soon because we have some other events coming up for the community as well.
no doubt. We will be talking and have you back before the August 8th. All right. Thank you so much. Well, there you have it. This is what it's all about in the community. Working together, teamwork, make the dream work. And if we come together, we can solve the problem of gun violence in our community. We can do that. It's easy. If you love kids, and like I said, these young people came over. Now these people are almost grown, I'm pretty sure, or they're teenagers. But what I'm trying to show you, this young lady's been working religiously in the community. When I met her, she's never stopped. And this has been over, man, I think over 9 years that I've been knowing this young lady. She's never slowed down. She's never slowed down. And like I said, I love kids. I raised my kids, even when me and my first wife separated. I left and went to broadcasting school in New York. And I was offered a job in Philadelphia. They called me and said, we need you to come over to Philly. We want to give you a spot on the radio. But at the time I was out of town. I guess that's how things work. And the guy said, when you be back, he said, call me when you get back. But when I was here for a week, because I hadn't seen my children at the time. I left in September, August of 89. And I left to go to New York, and I was there until I graduated, which was about February or March. And I came back to visit them for a week or two. But when I was here, I sent out some resumes to the local radio stations, and a couple of days later, I got a call, from one of the guys. Say, hey, you still interested in an announcer spot? I said, sure. Would you like to come in for an interview? I said, yes. He said, can you come in today? I said, yes, sir. So I went in. The person that called me was the owner of WZAM AM 1110, 50,000 water. His name was Milton Reed. And when he, went in to meet him, I didn't know too much about Milton Reed at the time. And he said, if I offer you this job, when would you be able to start? I said, when would you need me? He said, I would need you. How about I need you right away? I said, well, I'm just down here I'm getting ready to go back to New York. If you tell me. He said, if I offer you the job, when would you be able to start? I said, whenever you need me. He said, can you come in tomorrow? I said, yes, sir. I can come in tomorrow. He said, yeah, be here at 1:30. You'll go on the air. I want to give you a chance to learn the studio and operate it. And you'll start at 2:00. I was there 1:15. I don't like to be late. So I ain't going to make sure I get caught in traffic or anything. But a little nervous. I made a few mistakes on the air, which was expected because I hadn't known the equipment. But I did apologize. He says, no need to apologize. That's why I told you to come in and put you in the hot seat. That's what they call the hot seat when you don't know nothing, but you're learning. And I wound up starting. And later on, after the station was sold, I became the president, general sales manager of WZAM, AM 1110 on the radio dial. That's when the gentleman named Steve Briscoe from DC, which he had about 6 or 7 other gospel stations up and down the United States, he offered me to be running as a general manager, president, and general sales manager. So it was a great ride. Because I love gospel music. That's what I went to school for when I was in New York. So it was my goal to be the best at gospel, just like I was in the nightclubs. And when I was running gospel station, people would call in and say, what other work do you do? I say, well, I'm a manager of a nightclub and a DJ. What? You playing that devil music? I said, no, I'm not playing the devil's music. All music, all creation, all things created was created by God. But unfortunately, the angel who was kicked out of heaven, Lucifer, that's what you call him by, he was an archangel. He was the minister of music. He was kicked out of heaven. And that's why we have heaven and earth. But that's why Jesus came back to redeem our souls, because the world is a sinful place. And that's why we have to teach our young people the difference between love and hate. We have to show them that regardless of what you go through, you have a choice in what you do with your life. But most of all, you have a choice of what you do with your spirit. We all are not free from sin. Nobody on this planet is free from sin, because Jesus died so that you can have everlasting life, because we are sinners here. That's why you see all the things happening. We can't control that. We can only control it by praying and believing in Jesus. It's Jesus who gave his life so that we can have everlasting life. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Pick up your book and read it. You read the Bible for knowledge, but when you read it, you pray to the Heavenly Father in Jesus' name for the wisdom that you need to know how to do and navigate on this planet. So we can stop the violence. We can stop many things if we learn to educate our young people on the right things to do. No man is free from sin, or a woman. Nobody is perfect. No one is perfect. The only perfect person there was Jesus Christ. After that, after Adam and Eve, there were no more perfect people on planet Mother Earth. So when we punish our kids, you don't supposed to beat them and do all the hard things that we had to go through in slavery. We can punish our kids, but we are not supposed to beat them down if they were animals. That's what the world does. So if the Bible say, or the gospel words that our ancestors left for us to sing and understand, if I be lifted up from this earth, I can draw all men unto thee. Because you have to know the words in your heart and meditate so that your spirit will be able to navigate these rough waters as you see we're going through today. All these things too shall come to pass. And when that happens, then you know that God is still in charge. And that's what it's like. That's what we're going through is in the name of the scripture, because that's why Jesus came in the world. Want to also take time out right now and send a birthday shout out to the one and only Mike Resnick. Mike Resnick, an actor, talk show host, actor, model. This is his birthday is today. If I knew earlier, because I'm doing so much stuff, if I knew earlier, I would have tried to have him on the show, but maybe if not today, maybe on the weekend, so we can, salute him in the proper way, in the grand manner of Grand Rising. He does great things in the community. He's from Richmond, Virginia, and he's all over the place. He works with, Dr. Kamichi Ali. I hope I got her name right. Mama Ali, she tells me to call her so I don't mess up her name. Mama Ali, but I understand that. But, like I tell people, I'm not good with names, but what I try to do is, because I talk so much and I learn so much, and, if I don't see a person a lot, I will mess up a name. I will mess up a name. And it's like I say, it's not that I can't, it's the dopamine in the center of your brain. You can see a word, but sometimes if you don't practice that word, you will say another word in its place. I forgot what that illness is. It's like an illness. You can look at a word and you know it, but yet your mind won't let you say it correctly. So that's one of the things that you go through if you may not be aware. Sometimes, like, I know that word, and you look right at it and you call it something else. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain. Because like I said, when I went to broadcasting school, my teachers in broadcasting school, most of them was from Broadway. They was actors and actresses. And they would tell me why I did this. They would tell me how to speak, articulate words, how to break them down by syllables. Because at one time, before 1989, Black people weren't really allowed to talk, or no one could be on AM or FM radio without having the license. I have mine. I got to find it. It's mixed up with some papers. I thought I put it away, so I get my. But I have my license. I graduated from ATS, announcers, radio, and broadcasting training in Manhattan, right across from the Madison Square Garden and Grand Central Station as well. And I went there and graduated. I never missed a day. Never missed a day. I was there, and it was great learning things that I didn't know. I love to learn things I don't know, but when I learn things, I have a habit of holding people hostage when I'm talking because I know so much, I learn so much, and I'm just trying to pass on knowledge. But even people with knowledge, like, okay, yeah, I got to go now because I talk too much and I talk too long, and I do apologize. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So just bear with me. Like I said, is when I do things, it's all about getting information to the community. And don't forget, every Thursday we have a, a talk show, and the young lady that hosts that talk show her name is Georgia Allen. It's GA for Justice. 12 to 1 Thursdays right here, bringing you information for transformation. And don't forget to let her know that you saw her pictures. Yeah, she's a very attractive young lady, and when I tell her that, she always smiles. But we always have to uplift our young men and women as well as our adults. You have to pay compliments. It's not flirting, it's just being respectful. And I was brought up to be a gentleman. And when you learn to be a gentleman, you always say nice words. You always say yes, ma'am, and no, sir. Young people today don't want to say that. Don't call. And some older people like, ain't your mama. Don't say yes, ma'am to me. I ain't your aunt. Call me by my name. Well, I can call you by your slave name. I don't know what your real name is. None of us do. So that's why we all have street names. That's why we Ricky or Sally, Jane, or Run, Rerun, LL, Cool J. We all have fictitious names, but we must respect our elders. That's what the Bible said, train them while they're young. So when they grow old, they won't go wrong. Respect is what we need. That's why we have all the gun violence in our community. Respect is what we need. But don't forget to join G8 for Justice with Georgia Allen, 12 noon Thursdays, right here on WVDM and Vaughn Digital Media. But as we continue the conversation, with things and activities going on in our community, this right here camp is coming up. They started registering as I try to get people to, people say, you got the date wrong. No, I didn't get the date wrong. What I did is registration started May the 17th. It opened. So if you want your kids to go to the basketball camp, where this young man that you see, NBA legend and Virginia Hall of Fame inductee, Joe Smith, that is going down they got different dates that start July the 7th through the 11th is for boys and girls. That is 8 and 12 years old. And July the 21st to the 25th, boys and girls age 13 to 18 years old. So there's different days or different weeks for different age levels. And they all times start at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And these are skills and drills that's going to be taught by the NBA legend himself, Virginia Hall of Famer inductee, and the NBA legend, Joe Smith. Don't get it twisted. So I don't know how many slots, how many people they're looking for, but you can always check it out. This is in conjunction with the city of Virginia Beach, um, a 7th district city council, Cash Green. So if you want more information, I don't have a number to give you, but it's in partnership with the city of Virginia Beach, 7th district, and that's city councilman Cash Green. And call the city and ask them they can give you a day and time. I mean, to give you more information if you still be available to bring your kids out. It will be held that the camp will be held at 1045 19th Street, Virginia Beach. That's 1045 19th Street in Virginia Beach. So if you got neighbors, you got kids, I don't think it's just to any city. If you live in another city and you want your kids to be, get the drills and skills by NBA professional and a Virginia Hall of Fame inductee, Joe Smith is the one that's going to be doing this. He's going to be doing the training. So that's hands-on. And the cost is only, like I said, the cost for registration is only, what was it? Then I don't want to say it until I can find it again. Okay, let me look over here. I don't want to get it wrong. People you call them like CAPTAIN85 said it. The registration is $99. $99, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna, teach them. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have refreshments or food for them because it's a long day. So it's gonna cover whatever activity that's going on for that day and for the years. And like I said, NBA legend Joe Smith is the one that's going to be teaching the drills and the skills, or the skills and the drills, So that's going to be an exciting thing for young people to be taught by a legend. Hey, and if they go, I'm pretty sure if for all of it's said and done, they can get a picture with it. Hey, don't blame me, Hey, I got a picture with it, but I wasn't there. I wasn't there. But, if you got a camera or your parents got one, I'm pretty sure you can, before the end of the day or beginning of the day, you could be able to get a picture with an NBA legend, Joe Smith. See, he tried to make me look bad, got me coming to his shoulder, and he still got, I'm 7. I'm 5'7". No, I'm 5'9". And if I'm 5, that means he got 3. Look like he almost got 3 to 3.5 feet on me. I don't play that joke, but it was an honor seeing him again. I've been knowing him. He used to come to Club Picasso's, and his associate. They used to come to Picasso's when they were here, when it was open. And like I said, we always had people to come back and give to the community. And he's a scholar and a gentleman. So when people are saying things about our community, they're not going to take away our dignity and keep us from getting our young people the right education, the right knowledge, and everything that's going on in the 757. So I don't think you have to just be a resident of Virginia Beach if you want to have your kids in this camp. So, but like I said, you can call the city council line in Virginia Beach and mention Cash Green, 7th district, or any district, but Cash Green, they are partnering with this camp. It starts on July. It starts July the 7th through the 11th for the boys and girls, 8 and 12 years old, and the 21st and the 25th for the youth that's 13 and 18 years old, the young adults, not for adults, parents, no, you can't. If you was trying to be a part of that, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more money for a legend. This is for the youth, all for the youth. And let them know that you heard about it right here on WVDM and the best of the 757 community talk show. So like I said, it's all about doing things, supporting our community. And I'm always supporting, local artists. And this is the next person you'll see is a young lady. She's a DJ. And this was last week when she was down in Virginia Beach.
Lululemon, good morning. Happy Saturday, y'all. What's up? I am on my way out to the beach for Juneteenth at the beach. I'm spending from 12 to 6. It's a lot of dope things going on. So pull up to the beach today, tomorrow, whenever. Just support. They outside all weekend. After this, I'm going to the cook-off. I'm spending from 7 to 9 at Waterside. Y'all pull up on your girl. I'm outside today. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't have a thing. I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. Stay away from the negatives, hang with the positives, and just keep working until everything works out, because you know it will. God got y'all, man. Happy Saturday. Enjoy your day. Be safe, be productive, get shit done. And remember, you can't score without a goal, baby. If you miss that shot, just keep taking it. One of them gonna go in. You got this. God got you. Enjoy your day. Pull up for a vibe. It's gonna be vibes all over the city, y'all. Support, be safe, no violence. Okay? Love y'all.
Yeah, that's right. That was last week. Now let me correct and let you know that was last weekend, kicking off the summer holiday, and plus it was Memorial Day weekend. And but like I said, I try to send out shout outs to everybody in the 757 that's doing positive things, male or female. And this one right here,
y'all calling me Unc in the comment section is crazy. But I remember growing up, like in middle school or high school, like you wouldn't even get a girl's number if you didn't have an iPhone. You texted a girl and a green bubble popped up, you got blocked like the next day. Now that I've grown up, I realized how dumb and superficial that stuff was. The most prominent time I remember, I used to go to the skating rink a lot. I was helping this one really cute girl. I taught her how to skate backwards. She was impressed by the moves, and by the end of the night, she was basically hinting at me to make the next move, and I completely froze. I told her I'll be right back. I went to go change my skates into my shoes, and I left out the back exit, and she was waiting for me the entire time. And then I swear from that moment on, she didn't like she hated me. And what's awkward is that the only reason why I didn't even try to interact with her is because at the current time I didn't have a phone. I had to use my mom's phone if I wanted to text or call anybody. I didn't want to get clowned for trying to pick up a girl using my mom's phone.
yeah, that's my son, Alex, the comedian comic. And you can catch his up and latest comic on Instagram. It's Alex the comic. So I try to encourage people to support our local talent, our local artists, our local people that's going around. Let me see, because I thought I put them in order. I maybe didn't, but I got one more I want to play.
Get your tickets, time to fly. Leave behind the 9 to 5. All the tricks and let's get lit. It's time for another girl trip. Book the rooms at the hotel. Set aside some cash for bail. Bad behavior, let it rip. It's time for another girl trip. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's time for another girl trip. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah.
That's the one and only. I keep trying to tell you, we got the best artists in the 757, and I bring you every day from 3 to 5, bringing you live music by the best of the 757 artists. I try to bring them on the talk show so you can get to know them, support them, and what's $1.29 or 99 cents? You should be able to support our local artists. And that was Roberta Lee. She's from the 757. She used to be a teacher over at Booker T. Washington High School. And that's on Virginia Beach Boulevard and Princess Anne. Don't forget to support her. She's local. I think she's got a concert coming soon to the 757, but don't quote me on it. I know she's coming, but I don't know what date. Hopefully I'll have her on the show so you can get to, meet her as well. Let me see. I heard something else I wanted to play. I think this is it right here.
Here at the scene where a woman killed her husband because he stepped on the floor while she was mopping. Has the woman already been arrested?
Not yet. We're waiting for the floor to dry.
Hold on, man. Just hold on, bro.
That's what you got to do. You got to bring, we have to have more laughter. We have to have more laughter because that's the dopamine in our brain. That's what makes us laugh. When you laugh, it releases that dopamine in your brain to make you smile, regardless of what you might be going through. We have everything within us. God equipped us as humans with everything we need to be successful. But the enemy is real. That's how you know the enemy is real, because he's trying to steal your joy. He's mad. He can't do what we do. That's why he tried to convince us to do harm to others and do harm to ourselves. God don't make no mistakes. We do, because we have to learn to love ourselves. How can you ask another human being to love you if you can't love yourself? Because if you love yourself, you'll do what's right. It ain't nothing in this world that you can't get. It's nothing in this world. I got to bring my man, hook him up and send a shout out to Mr. Melody Man. I'm talking about MZ Von Johnson that just popped in. Appreciate that, bro. Like I keep telling you, I've been knowing this young man, MZ Von Johnson, ever since Picasso's. He graduated from Bayside High with my older sons. And when I got to open up Picasso's for Barry Davis, or the Barry and Mr. and Mrs. Davis, because Mr. and Mrs. Davis owned the club. Barry Davis was their son, who helped in whatever capacity he was. But when they opened it, I had to speak to, he told me that I don't own that club. That's my mom and dad club. When they was a country and western and business that fell off a little bit, because I was still working at the Heartbreak Cafe. Or was that? Yeah, it was Heartbreak at that time. And he said, you got to talk to my mom and dad. And I did. And a couple of weeks later, they closed the country place, remodeled it and painted. And Barry came up with the name Picasso's, Club Picasso's. And everything else is history. I became the general manager. And after 3 to 4 years being open, he sold it to my brother, Dr. Vaughn. And like I said, everything else is history. I've been successful and blessed to be in the presence of a lot of local communities. Of course, we have some bad actors. I call them, as they say, bad actors, acting out. They get upset and try to bring that problem to the clubs. That's what's going on. They're bringing those problems out of the community to businesses. So when you do that, what's the cost? That you don't have nightclubs anymore. The only nightclub that's still open is the Alley in Newport News. You have a few places that offer music, but they don't, only upscales is the largest one now in Virginia Beach. I think Pharrell's place is going to be offering, nightclub atmosphere. I don't know if they started yet, but like I said, a lot of places have been closed because of the gun violence. People disrespecting, bringing, Back in the day, you know, you go out to have fun. That's what you go out for. You don't go out for drama. A gun is not taking a gun to a club is not the place for it. Or having it at your possession where it's going to cause you to go to jail. You're not solving no problems, but you're only fueling the problem that put our future generation in prison. That's what you do. That's what happens. And I try to get young people to understand is we have to do better in respecting one another. Our young people are watching. What do you think they get watching the television, video games? Do you know the mindset it takes to play a video game and leave it on the screen? I used to play video games. Before most of you young, even you adults, had a computer, I had one. You bought it at the Radio Shack. My mother bought me one from Radio Shack when I was about, I think I was about 22 or 24, between that era. And you heard Vice President Al Gore say he was the one that invented the internet. See, the internet was invented for the military. That's what the internet was built for. It wasn't for the public at the time. As the Gulf War winded down, they released it to private industry to develop it further. And that's when Ted Turner, who started AOL, bought it. And that's why you got AOL, you got mail. That was the first internet connection. So when you don't know your history, you don't know how things come about. But they didn't tell you a black man invented it. They don't tell you black men invented the internet. They don't tell you that. So you're thinking that, hey, we ain't never did nothing. You'll be surprised of all the things that our culture invented. Why do you think you got rap music today? Because we invented it. Why do you think black DJs are more popular on radio than other people on radio? Because of our slang, our talk, our savoir-faire. You know, I can get in your ear, your mind, your body, and your soul at the same time, and I can make you lose control just by the things that I say. We can do good or bad. Why do you think our recording artists lose their lives, their livelihood, and their freedom? Because we don't control the airwaves. Oh, we do internet now to a certain level. That's why I created my own WVDM to bring positive music. I don't tell you what to listen to. I tell you what I'm not going to do. That's what I do. I have tell artists, they fuss me out. You ain't got to play my music. I say, you're absolutely right. I won't. But a couple of months later, they done changed their music. And then I'm playing them. But that's all the time I got. Thank y'all so much. Don't forget to share this information. Remember to love yourself. Put God first. I'll be back at 3. And I hope to see you then. The best music on the planet from 3 until 5 on WVDM frequency distribution. So don't forget to tune in and chop it up with me. I appreciate it. Look for this logo right here. I'll see you then. Thank you so much. And have a blessed day. And thank you. And hope that you will be able to share this information with people. Oh, yeah. Amzie Von Johnson will be there too. Hey, Amzie, you got to come on the show, man. You can't be just texting. You got to come on the show. I'll see you later on WVDM. We live. Bye-bye, y'all.